Hello, kindergarten families. Welcome back to another parent video. I am Jennifer Pasmore, a kindergarten teacher here at Cleveland Elementary, and today we are going to talk about nutrition and health care for your child. So let's take a look at what we are going to hear about today. All right, nutrition and health care tips for keeping your child healthy. This is a good one today. Okay, uh, it is very important that your child eats healthy food. Healthy food plays a vital role in children's physical and mental development. Balanced nutrition helps them grow stronger, boosts their immune system, and enhances their cognitive functions essential for learning. So, when your child eats nothing but sugar or a lot of junk food and not healthy things, um, they get sick more often. They're not learning as well as they could be, and they're just not growing the way they need to. So, eating healthy foods is essential for your child in order to keep them healthy so that they can be at school and improve their learning. Okay, here are some nutrition options we offer at school. Every child at Cleveland gets free meals, totally free. We offer breakfast and lunch. Breakfast starts at 6:45 and goes until 7. And then kindergarten lunch is at 10:10 and they get 30 minutes. So it goes from 10:10 to 10:40 and then they go outside for recess. So 30 minutes for lunch, 15 minutes for breakfast. Breakfast and lunch menus are posted on the Dayton Public Schools website. So you can always go on there and pull the lunch menu for the month. And then that way you can make choices with your child on what they want to eat. Okay, packing a lunch from home. I get a lot of questions about this. Students are more than welcome to pack a lunch from home. Just make sure it is one, a healthy lunch, two, things that the child can open independently. So whatever you pack, they need to be able to open it. There's only two people roaming the cafeteria, and I would hate for your child to be sitting there waiting to open something so they can eat for 10 minutes because there's not enough people around to help kids open things. So make sure that they can open whatever it is that you pack. And then food has to be eaten cold. There is no microwave available to warm up children's food. So here's an example of a healthy lunch. I would recommend a sandwich or a Lunchable, um, some kind of protein, fruit, a bag of chips or some veggies, a juice pouch or water, and then a small dessert like 2 cookies, a little bag of fruit snacks, something that is very small. We don't want a whole Ziploc bag full of Oreos um, or a giant bag of chips. That just becomes a problem. Um, they can't eat all that in one sitting, or that's all they eat, and they don't eat the healthy choices. And then the rest of the day, they're drained and they don't feel good because they didn't have a healthy lunch. So here are some things I would recommend you don't send. Do not send full size bags of chips. Your child doesn't have time to eat it. It will end up being carried all over the building because they won't want to throw it away. And it becomes a major problem if that's all they eat at lunch. Then they're not eating healthy things, they're just eating chips. So, small bags of chips are okay. Do not send big bags of chips. Energy drinks and soda are a big no. Um, they just hype up your child and then they have so much energy, they don't know what to do with it, and then all of a sudden they crash. So, energy drinks and soda are just not recommended. Um, do not send lots of sweet treats, big amounts of sweet treats, like a zip bag full of Oreos or a whole roll of mini donuts, or like just for dessert, if they want something sweet, like an Oreo or two, a mini donut or two, just something that's a very small dessert. Um, if you want to send fruit snacks, send one pack of fruit snacks. They don't need five. We've seen children come with five, 8 packs of fruit snacks in their lunch, and it's like, did mom and dad pack this for you? I don't know about that. So, one pack fruit snacks is fine. Um, do not send candy. It becomes a fight. Children will try and talk other children into giving them their candy. Can you share the candy with me? It just candy becomes a problem. They really they don't need it at school. So try not to send candy. Um, and then my last thing is things that need to be heated. Again, we don't have a microwave, so we don't have access to heat anything. So whatever you're going to send, make sure it is not something that needs to be reheated. Okay, here's some tips for encouraging healthy eating at home. And I just found these things. Number one, you can make meals visually appealing. Involve kids in the grocery shopping and the cooking. They always love to do that. Set an example by eating healthy food yourself. Positive reinforcement in creating a pleasant mealtime environment helps foster healthy habits. So, you eating healthy is a good example for your child to eat healthy. Um, and I like the involving kids in the grocery shopping and the cooking because that's a learning experience as well. They learn so many different things with cooking and they get to spend time with you. So, that one I really like too. All right, this is a big topic, picky eaters. Many children that we come across are very picky eaters. So I have one myself. He's now 18. He was a very picky eater, and he still is. Here are some tips to help you with your child and how they can make healthy choices if they are a picky eater. Number one, check the district menu to see if the school is serving a lunch that your child will eat. If they will, have them get a hot lunch because there are many children who eat hot lunches, and a lot of times they want to eat what the other kids are eating, and that kind of helps too. So, pack a healthy lunch with items your child will eat. So, if they're really picky, I would tend to tell you to pack things that they will eat in their lunch that are healthy, that they will eat. So that way they don't go hungry at lunch because we're serving chicken teriyaki and they don't like that and then they don't eat lunch. Um, Here's another tip. If you can't find anything your child will eat that is a healthy choice for lunch, then a discussion needs to be had with your child about healthy choices. Um, they've got to pick healthy things, and at some point with my kiddo, I had to put my foot down and say, "That's not healthy. These are your options. Pick one of these things." Um, and he would pick one of those things, and if he ate it, he ate it, and if he didn't, he didn't. Um, but eventually, he figured out, "Man, I'm hungry. I need to eat something." And so he figured out what he could and could not eat and what he would live with so that he wouldn't go hungry. So they figure it out. Um, Here's another one. Establish limits with your child on cookies, chips, soda, candy, and other junk foods. Yes, you can have those things. They're great for a reward or a treat every now and again, but we're not going to eat them all the time, every day. And they're not healthy choices to take to school for lunch. They're just not. Sandwich is a good choice. Fruit is a good choice, not cookies. Okay, here's a big one. When you're packing your child's lunch, if they are helping you pack their lunch, monitor them, help them pack their lunch, and make good choices for lunch. Again, I told you the story about how we had a kiddo who came to school with a lunch, and every day it was a bag of chips and a sack of Oreo cookies. That is not lunch. That's not even a healthy snack. Just every day, Oreos and chips. So, not a good choice. And I wouldn't say the parent was packing these things. I'm almost guaranteeing you it was probably the child. So, monitor your children and what they're doing. When they're packing their lunch, make sure they're making good choices if you have them pack their lunch. Some children, and this was something my son did for a while, they don't want to eat at school at all. They just don't. They're not comfortable with it. They have a lot of anxiety about it. They just don't want to do it. And they would rather eat at home. And that's okay. If they can function that way and they stay alert and it doesn't affect their schooling and they're not hungry, that's fine by me. My son would eat a good breakfast before he left for school, and then when he came home, he would eat lunch because he got home at 2:30. So it's up to you and what works for you and your child. Um, and that brings us to our last one, which is communication is key. Let me know if you have concerns. If there's anything going on with your child and being a picky eater, hey, my kid's not going to eat at school. They never do. They like to eat at home. Just let me know. And if you're comfortable with that and the child does okay, I'm comfortable with that. Um, we're always going to communicate with you and let you know any concerns we have to with your child's eating and nutrition. So if they've snuck something past you, we're always going to let you know. We'll write you a note in their behavior calendar, put it in their folder, give you a phone call, send you a message on Parent Square. We will let you know if your child ends up showing up to school with a bag full of candy. Because I guarantee you probably didn't know that. So we'll always communicate with you when it comes to your child's nutrition. All right, moving away from nutrition and on to health. Something that is great that Cleveland does, every kindergarten gets a free vision and hearing screening by our school nurse. It's given to every student at the beginning of the year. She comes in, she pulls them one at a time, she checks all their vision, she checks all their hearing. The results of the screening is shared with you. You usually get it like a paper in your child's take home folder that'll tell you they saw the nurse and it'll give you the results of the screening. If your child does not pass the screening and there is a concern, the school nurse will call you and let you know. She'll probably recommend you take your child to the doctor for vision or get a hearing test outside of school with your child's doctor and see how they want to proceed. But she will always call you, and then she will also send a paper home in your child's folder. So you will get the results of the vision and hearing screenings. Um, it is for your benefit as well as your child's. That way, we know if they end up having a learning struggle, it's not their vision, it's not their hearing because we've had them screened and they passed the screening. So, this is a great thing and it's free. So, another thing that our school nurse does, oh, hang on, that's this one, is she checks their teeth. So, taking care of your teeth is very, very important, especially taking care of your child's teeth. So, your child needs to see a dentist every 6 months for a cleaning and a checkup. Teach your child how to brush their teeth, and then you need to monitor, make sure they're doing it correctly. There is nothing worse than a kiddo who comes to school and they can't learn because their teeth hurt so bad because their teeth are full of cavities. Make sure you are helping your child brush their teeth and keep their teeth clean. Follow up with their dentist regularly. Make sure your child brushes and flosses their teeth twice a day. You can put that in your morning routine and your bedtime routine. And then limit sticky candy and junk foods to prevent cavities. Number one thing I recommend you limit, fruit snacks. They love to get down in between their teeth and create cavities with all that sugar. So, my kids weren't allowed to eat fruit snacks. It created so many cavities out of nowhere in their teeth when they were younger. So, we didn't do sticky candy and fruit snacks. So, the school nurse will check your child's teeth for any concerns. And if there is a concern, they will recommend your child needs to see a dentist. Usually, the nurse will give you a call or you'll receive something home in an envelope in your child's folder. So, we do check their teeth as well. Now, I'm going to go back a slide to when to visit the doctor. It is recommended that you take your child to visit the doctor at least annually for a checkup and to receive any vaccines that they need. There are vaccines that are mandatory for all students to have in order to attend kindergarten. So check with your child's doctor to make sure they're up to date on all their vaccines. Students who are not up to date on their vaccines can be excluded from school until they get their vaccines. So make sure this is something that you get up to date as soon as possible so your child does not have to miss school because they didn't get their shots. Okay, we are all done with nutrition and health for your child. Thanks so much for listening today. Nutrition and health is so important for your child, and it is something that goes miles and miles to helping them with learning. So, we look forward to working together with you to teach your child how to make healthier choices that help them grow strong and smart and resilient. If you have any questions, need more information, just feel free to reach out to myself or Ms. Tornia. Our email is down at the bottom of the screen. You can also give us a call or you can send us a message on Parent Square. Thanks again for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.